Alright, hello guys, welcome to my October forecast. I wanted to apologize for being away for a little bit. My computer's been messed up a little bit, but I think I have it fixed now. Before I get into the video, I'd please ask that you would like the video if you do like it, and I'd also ask that you would subscribe. Now, the first thing we're going to look at is the September forecast, and I wanted to show you guys this so that you could tell me how I did in the comments below. So make sure you comment how you think this forecast did for your area. I want to be held responsible for my forecast so that I can tell where I did good and where I did wrong so that I can work on it. Obviously, there will be some things that were wrong and there will be some things that were right. So I want to have a lot more things that are right than wrong. So I need to work on it, obviously. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at the temperature forecast for October that I've made here. You can see that it has warm in the west. I know that you guys in the west have been dealing with this for probably about 5 years of monthly forecasts of above average temperatures. It's really been the PDO phase that we've been in, but it's probably getting very tiring, so I apologize to have to tell you that I think that it will be above average temperatures for those areas: California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, those areas. I think that everything will move kind of east of where it was in my September forecast. The whole pattern is slightly east. So those above average temperatures are a little bit more prominent. That's what would usually be over the ocean during my September forecast, but it's kind of moved on shore. The troughing has moved a bit east of where it was. It's now centered over Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. That's where I think that there will be really below average temperatures, slightly below average temperatures throughout the middle portions of the United States, north middle portions of the United States, that is. But I think that this will really be the average area of cold. I think that in the beginning, it'll be more towards the Rocky Mountains for the first week, maybe even 2 weeks, more centered over, I'll say Montana and North Dakota, South Dakota, that area. And then it'll slowly make its way to where it's more over, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, that area. That's where the center is going to be towards the end, but the averaged out area is going to be in between, obviously, if you split it in half. We'll also have a southeast ridge for basically the first 2/3 or 3/4, maybe even half, but I'm going to go lean more towards the side of 3/4 of the month, so probably up until about the 20th would be the best guess, but it could be earlier, could be later. But I think that that's going to make it slightly above average temperatures. These temperatures could be pretty warm. A lot of areas in there reaching, well, it varies because Florida's obviously going to hit 90s throughout October. But, a little bit warmer than you'd expect sometimes. Now, here's my precipitation forecast. Now, this was really hard to make, actually, because a lot of signals are giving me mixed signs. But I think for the most part, this should do pretty good. Now, below average precipitation for Oregon and Washington, there isn't a lot of argument on as far as everything that I've looked into. This looks to be pretty set in stone as what's probably going to happen. You can see there's a large area of slightly above average precipitation, basically the whole eastern United States and southern United States. I think that it could really be anywhere in this area, and then that above average precipitation area, that really above average area, is where I think that it will most likely set up to be the most of the above average precipitation. But that really could be more over the Ohio, Indiana, Illinois area and keep things on the east drier. So this is really very uncertain, actually, and I'm usually not very uncertain about things, but this I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure this is what should happen. Now, it'll be somewhere in the east, just either coastal or more inland. That's the real big question mark there. Now, I did this same map for September, and I wanted to go ahead and do it for October as well, and I'll do it for November probably, and maybe even December, we'll see. I plan on doing these monthly videos every month. I really enjoy making them for you guys and seeing the feedback and everything. It's really fun. Okay, so you can see the lightest shade of blue, or a turquoise color, is 15% chance of seeing snow throughout the month. 30% is in that middle blue color, the not so dark one, not too light one. That should be 30% chance, and then the dark blue is 50% chance plus. So you can see that a lot of those middle plains areas, those northern plains areas, are in the 50% chance plus, and really the mountains in there are going to have a lot higher chance than there. Mountaintops, 99% chance of seeing snow, because we're seeing it right now and expect to keep seeing it throughout the month, at least the early portions while it's colder in those areas. I think that there's a good chance for a snowstorm to arrive and hit areas in Nebraska, South Dakota, those areas, kind of reach into there towards the middle portion of the month, maybe earlier portion, but I think that that's your biggest chance. I called for a snowstorm in that area for late September, didn't really pan out. I know that that didn't pan out because it didn't happen, but I think that in the earlier portions of October that's still possible, because I saw those signals and I still see them, the signs of that happening. It's just that it didn't pan out in the exact time frame, which is very possible a month out. Also, a lot of mountainous areas in the eastern United States have a good chance at snow as well. The mountains of West Virginia, some areas of Pennsylvania, New York, the Tug Hill, the Green Mountains of Vermont, the White Mountains of New Hampshire, and northern portions of Maine, you could be seeing some snow, especially later in the month. Now, here's my overall forecast. This is my favorite to make because I think it summarizes the whole forecast quite nicely, and I'm able to kind of express my opinions without talking about it, just make a map on it. Now, you can see we're going to work our way east from the very western portion. Below average precipitation for the tan area, warmer than average in that orangish area. I said oranger. Orangish area. The white area, which kind of divides the east from the west, will be snowy. You can see there's also portions of snowy in Washington and Oregon, you might note, and also Colorado. These areas I expect to be quite snowy, especially early and middle portions, but not quite ruling it out for the later portions of the month. Now you can see in that purple area, cold early, average later. Now I think that this is kind of going with what I said. It's really going to be cold right off the bat, and then really going to be getting less cold as the month goes on. Probably the first week and a half, it's going to be very cold, I think. And then it's going to kind of weaken and head east more over the Great Lakes region. Now, speaking of Great Lakes, let's move on to the blue portion, which is warm early, cold later. Again, like I just said, the cold will be moving into this area probably in the middle portion of the month or later portion of the month. This will bring colder temperatures to most of the eastern United States. By the last week, I expect slightly below average temperatures for the entire eastern United States, actually. Average conditions in this gray area, and then this green area, wet first half. I think that there will be possible storminess in the very beginning. Like I've said, this is quite uncertain, like I've said before on the precipitation forecast map. But I think that the best chance for above average precipitation is in the first half of the month, and then later on it will be more average. Now, if you don't like looking at the data, you can go ahead and click off the video now. I'm going to be talking about a little bit of the stuff that goes into me making this forecast. Here's my anomalies. You can see, if you've been following my videos, you know that 2014 to 2015 and 2009 to 2010 are two of my analog years. 2014 to 2015 more so, but nevertheless they're both pretty close, I think, to what will happen this year. Those are my analogs last month as well, and you can see in October they are calling for exactly what I'm calling for: colder in the central United States, centered right over Iowa. So you can tell that this played into my forecast a lot. They have warmer conditions in the eastern United States, especially northeastern. I think that that will be in the southeastern United States, not the northeastern. But with the analogs, you can't really nitpick because they obviously won't be perfect. You can see they have the warmer temperatures in the east as well, so that goes completely with what I'm saying. I wanted to mention NOAA's 1 month outlook also does agree with this, my analogs and my forecast as well, with cold centered over the Iowa and Missouri area, with a southeast ridge, and then warmer in the warmer in the western United States. So you can see that they see exactly what I see and what my analogs see. I usually wouldn't show a NOAA map, obviously, but I just wanted to mention that that definitely agrees with my forecast. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. expect more videos this month than last month. I really was quiet, and I expect to make videos for a lot of everything that happens in the weather over the United States, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. If you have any video suggestions, go ahead and let me know. Like I said before, go ahead and subscribe if you like videos like this one or live streams or anything weather related. I cover it really. So I really appreciate all the subscribers I've gained over the last couple of months, and I expect to and hope to grow a lot more and have a lot more viewers and viewer interaction, especially in the live streams. It's very fun to interact with you guys. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a great month.